Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Yeah, man. But before the French Open, somebody better watch Nadal and Djokovic. You know, this is some serious stuff. Grand slams all over the place. 19 versus 17. Grand slam. All right. So, big thing going on. So let's talk a little boxing real quick though. Right? Real quick. You got Devin Haney, right? Good lightweight boxer. But he's better than that. He's the WBC lightweight champion, right? He wants to fight Lomachenko after the Yorikis Gamboa fight, right? He wants to do good in the Gamboa fight. Gamboa's been stopped twice, but the last one's controversial because he should have probably stopped to hurt the whole fight with his Achilles. But whatever. Gamboa's Gamboa, and a fit Gamboa with a good training camp is a problem. He's getting old, and you better be lucky. But this is a bad dude. So he's trying to handle that, but he wants to get with Vasily Lomachenko. And I was reading an article saying, well, shoot, Devin Haney wants to fight Lomachenko, and I'm six. First thing hit me is he shouldn't have to be wanting. That's the first thing that had to hit me. That's how I interpreted it right away. He shouldn't have to be wanting because he's the WBC champion, right? If Lomachenko's fight with Teofimo Lopez and wins the fight, he's still not undisputed. Now, you will see it here and there in articles that try to say that, but everyone really knows. But if they keep saying it, they think you're not going to focus. He got the franchise title, which why we shouldn't even be saying that. That's just something that was made up a few months ago, right? But we're saying it because we need it sometimes, right? It's not really relevant. That doesn't mean that you got the WBC real stuff that Devin Haney has, right? Lomachenko requested that belt. He got it. Now, when he has to become undisputed, he has to fight Devin Haney. So when I'm reading the article and they're saying Devin Haney is young and he's got to build up his name and all that, why do I? I'm 21. I'm the youngest champion. I'm the belt that he didn't want to fight. I'm his mandatory, but now they moved me up, right? That's how bad I am. That he didn't fight me. And I am the key. This is what when the article, you see a whole article, they won't mention this. He is the key to undisputed in the lightweight division. That should be enough. Lomachenko should be like, I don't want no dude around here with I got all the belts. Lomachenko could have fought him, right? And then Lopez after that, which was what was actually was supposed to happen. Actually, this is the Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, Razor Ruddock and them boys and Evander Holyfield thing. Round robin was going on back in the day. And then when the things won, Riddick Bowe won, and Lennox Lewis won. What did Riddick throw? Now I ain't doing that. Boom, throwing that belt in the trash. That's basically what Lomachenko was supposed to fight Devin Haney and Comey and Teofimo Lopez. That was supposed to happen. We're forgetting that scenario. And but Lomachenko was like, I ain't doing that. I'm gonna ask. Very important. I'm gonna ask the WBC to do the same thing they did with Canelo and give me a franchise belt so I don't have to fight my mandatory and Devin Haney like Canelo didn't have to fight uh, Jamal Charlo. So if it worked for him, I'm at least ask. Don't hurt, and it didn't hurt. Boom! Now he got a franchise title, and they're trying to call the fight he has with Lopez all of a sudden undisputed. It ain't happening. I'll take my time. I got stuff to do right now. I was like, oh, well, hold on. I got to take some time to say something about that. That's ridiculous. Hell no. You got to fight your boy Devin Haney, and Devin Haney's name is big enough. We're going to talk about Anthony Crawler's name, fighting him in L.A. People in L.A. worry about Anthony Crawler with 6 losses from England somewhere, right? Don't try to act like Devin Haney. Luke Campbell in England, even though Luke has a pretty good name. But Luke ain't bigger than your boy, Devin Haney. Pedraza isn't either. Linares isn't either. And Linares is good. These guys are some decent names. Rigo I ain't gonna talk about because he's in the Negro leagues. Negro in the Negro leagues. That's what Rigondeaux is. That fight was so unfair. It was a typical Negro leagues, right? Y'all know who's in the Negro leagues. Louis the Real King Kong OT, Rigondeaux, Demetrius Andrade, and this boy here, Devin Haney. And Charlo's in it too, actually. And what that means is we're not giving you the opportunity to be great, right? We're not. We're not going to give you the opportunity. We're going to do what's possible to not give you that fight to make it undisputed. Because Devin Haney has a chance to beat Lomachenko. He could beat fight Teofimo Lopez and be undisputed, or Lopez undisputed, or whatever, right? But that was didn't happen, and no one's paying attention about it. Just like Canelo versus Demetrius Andrade last year for undisputed in the middleweight division, undisputed, one champion, and nobody mentioned it, right? It's the same thing. That's why Negro Leagues. We ain't giving you the opportunity. Every article, every news outlet needed to hone in on that and make a big thing about it. Why we can get undisputed? Demetrius Andrade versus Canelo. Force them into it. Shh. Everybody. That's what they did. Crickets all over the place. Extra, because we ain't telling nobody. We don't mention it. Nobody gonna pay attention to it. That was huge. And this is the same thing. So all those names Lomachenko's fought, none of them are really big. His biggest fight, really win, would probably be Gary Russell Jr., I think. But in the name, Gary Russell Jr.'s names have grown. Of course, your boy Devin Haney's name could get bigger. But first of all, name whatever. I am a champion, the real WBC champion at 21 years old. And I want to fight you and anybody else. And everybody knows that in the division. Everybody knows that in boxing circles, right? And his name is big enough, right? All these other fighters these names that we be trying to act like are bigger, and these articles will tell you, hey, this name is bigger, and he doesn't have a name. There's not no bigger fights out there for Lomachenko. If he fights Devin Haney, it would be a huge fight, especially if you put undisputed behind it, right? Instead of hiding the fact that that's what that fight would really be, right? That makes it huge by itself. It should, if we try to get one fight, one champion in the division. So it's another article saying, that trying to put down the fact that your boy Devin Haney would be deserving of a Lomachenko fight right now. He would be deserving of a Lomachenko fight right now, for sure. But when we start getting these belts and they start getting these names, the franchise belt, and they said it in the article, it says it's arguably more significant than the normal belt now. Within what, 8 months or something? Right? We just make it for Canelo, and now all of a sudden it's important. You can't really. They said at the beginning, they're all over the place, right? They said at the beginning, hey, you can't get the belt. We're just bestowing this. It's not a belt. We're bestowing this upon Canelo so he can do some fights in different divisions, and it's a special thing, right? All of a sudden, then they gave it to Lomachenko. Now it's like Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez can take it from Lomachenko now, right? Is what they're saying. That's all over the place with what that is. So it's not a belt. It doesn't mean anything. It's just something they're just coming up with so we don't, whatever, to confuse. The real belts are not there. You got to go through Devin Haney to get the real belt, right? And that's what, speaking of belts, PBC should make their own. It's about time just make their own and call it real. Period. And it won't be no discrepancies, and it won't be just brothers on it and whatever. That ain't what people talking about. Fairness. Put the people on there, give a belt, maybe one champion everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about the champions all the time. Do you know how many champions it is? What is it? It's 10 champions in every division. We got about 17 divisions. About 170 people running around here talking about champion. Okay? And it's 10. And people be acting like, well, you're 10 people in one division. But you can count them really easy. WBC, WBA, what's the other one? WBO, right? Then the IBF. That's 4, ain't it? The IBO and the IBA coming through the back door, right? That's 6. Now the WBA got a regular, don't they? Right? That's 7. WBC done brought this new franchise in there, didn't they? That's 8. And then Stone don't hold up now. Don't somebody got a gold, right? Somebody got a gold, and the gold think he's something, don't he? Run around there because, hey, now if somebody don't know nothing about boxing, you run up in their gym, like, I'm gold champion. I ain't all them regular dudes, man. I'm gold. And people would say, damn, man, that must be something. It's gold, right? That's 9. Now you got the one that's in charge of the whole world. They got one called the Global. Brought in Global on you. And it sound cool now, don't it? Tell the truth. Global. I'm the global champ, man. All them other dudes, man, them neighborhood champs. I'm global. So whatever. That's about 10 of them I'm named. I didn't say nothing about interim and nothing else. So there's way too many. You get it? So when we're saying focus on undisputed, we have the opportunity to get it, even if it's only for a few months, because the sanctioned body's going to come in and mess it up anyway. But at least somebody got it. And it's not easy to do. Ask Alexander Usyk and your boy Terrence Crawford. Those are the only ones we can ask. Well, we got a few more living still with Lennox Lewis and Hopkins and the other brother, that won before, beat Hopkins. Matter of fact, get his name right now. There's not many undisputed, nothing, nowhere. So that's why it's significant. That's why we should be talking about it. That's why when they do a whole article and they don't say one time that Devin Haney is the real WBC champion, nor do they say that he would be the key for an undisputed match. Now, why would a journalist, write an article with all the knowledge that he's gathering and those things aren't pertinent, right? That's why brother had to take his time and now I'll go do what the hell I had to do. Dome Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.